Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and I'm back again. Hi, hello. I hope you all are doing well. Amberlynn posted a new video, which we're obviously gonna get into and react to. But I have a couple of things to just share and say first. The first of which is that some folks did express some concerns about the fact that I just included the clip from Alexis's channel as is without like blurring the face of this Dalton character, this, that, the other. I certainly think it was an oversight on my end, although I will say like I do very much feel like Alexis already put this out, so like people are gonna find it anyways. But I think in similar situations in the past I have like blurred people's identities or like taken out names and things like that, and so certainly I think that was an oversight on my end. I thought about it for a bit. Some folks in my Twitch chat suggested that I use YouTube Studio's tools to blur that part out, and I was like, I don't know if it really makes much of a difference at this point, but I have actually gone back now and used YouTube's little studio tools. They're awful, they're really hard to work with, so I hope I did everything correctly. But I have gone back and blurred that out. It may or may not. Sometimes that takes also a really long time for YouTube to process. So it may or may not still be processing. Hopefully that gets resolved soon. Again, I think like mostly on Alexis's part that was fucked up for her to share. I don't know that that was her place to put this guy on blast. And I apologize for like my oversight on not considering that before I put it into my video. And thank you so much to the people who reached out to me or shared their concerns about that. I really appreciate it. I think that's really valid feedback and I'm always grateful for that. The other thing, speaking of Lex, that we're gonna talk about, well, one, she put out some music video song about Amberlynn, and the thumbnail for the video includes yet another screenshot from Amberlynn's Cookie Crumble video. And you know, when we're considering the people who may or may not have had something to do with leaking that, I think it's very suspicious that Alexis like continues to use that content, that like now Amberlynn has gone on and said like it's uncomfortable that this is being out there without my consent. It feels weird to me that Alexis continues to like put it out into the world, but that is Alexis's burden to carry. But there was a point yesterday where Alexis posted on her community tab saying, breaking news! Well, okay, not really, but Emily, aka Tommy if you're not familiar, just texted me some ridiculous sounding text message, so I want to try to compile that along with my thoughts about it into my next video. My next video was just supposed to be a fun project that I've been working on, but I want to be able to get this tea to you guys as timely as possible. So I will finish what I've already been working on, and then I'll start another video regarding what just happened between Emily and I. By the way, Amberlynn, get your girl out of my inbox. And funny enough, before I had seen that post, I did actually see a post from Emily/Tommy/provoked on Instagram. Emily shared some text messages between her and Alexis, and the caption on this Instagram post said, "Since Alexis continues to talk about me and now is going to expose our messages, I'll save her the trouble. Here's the full conversation. Nothing to hide but plenty to show. Let's be clear, I asked respectfully to be left alone. No drama, just transparency." Here are the text messages between Tommy and Alexis. So it looks like she sent Alexis a message and said, "Hey, this is Emily. Amberlynn and I aren't together, and I'm trying to separate myself from girl world. Can you please not talk about me in videos anymore? I have never done anything wrong by you, so IDK why you're giving me so much hate. I never encouraged Amberlynn to DoorDash, bro. LOL. Do I DoorDash? Yes, I'm guilty of that for sure. But I just want to move past this chapter in my life. It's been hectic enough, for lack of a better word." And Alexis said, "You have. I literally remember what you got. Chicken nugget meal from McDonald's for you and a chicken sandwich for Amberlynn. You told her you liked and wanted to hear the crunch of the chicken. I remember it clear as day. You cannot manipulate me like you do other women, and you know damn well you stunted her progress as far as weight loss goes, and you should be ashamed of yourself for that amongst many other things. As far as I'm concerned, you knew what would happen if you got involved with Amberlynn. I'm not the only one talking about you. You go ahead and message the other 500 plus reaction channels that talk about you and Amberlynn. I actually talk about you the least compared to all of her other reaction channels, which is interesting that Alexis is positing herself as a reaction channel? Okay, girl. Message me or contact me again and it will be considered harassment. Lose my number while you're at it, weirdo. Tommy responded saying, telling you to stop harassing me via YouTube is harassment? Okay, if you feel the need to still talk about me, then do what you feel you need to do, I guess. But if anything, I ask you to at least leave my kid out of it, please. So what I gather is that this had something to do with in Alexis's last video, which again, I did not watch. I did not watch it. I'm not particularly honestly concerned about most of the tea related to Alexis outside of, well, we'll get into why I'm even talking about this and why a lot of people are concerned about this stuff with Dalton and things like that. But what I gather is that in Alexis's video, she talked about some kind of like door dashing and Tommy encouraging Amberlynn to DoorDash. I think I also saw in the comments somewhere that Tommy and Amberlynn did frequently like FaceTime and have dinners together. And apparently this like crispy chicken situation and the crunching or whatever of it was an inside joke. In fact, I found the comment from Tommy and she said, LMAO, we did. We were eating dinner together on FaceTime with AirPods it sounding like my skull fracturing in real time. Which is just wild to me. But here's why I'm gonna lean in a little bit to what some of y'all were saying in my comments about this Alexis new tea situation. And share a little bit about that because I think I understand where people's concerns are coming from. People are a little bit concerned that this is some plot between Alexis and Amberlynn to like try to take attention away from Beck coming out and talking about the financial abuse they experienced because of Amberlynn. And I always am a little bit interested in like the speculation about things that Amberlynn does to like try to take attention away. I will say, I don't think that this community is going to allow Amberlynn to forget about Beck's inheritance money or anything like that, to be quite honest with you. And just to be clear, like, I think the way that Amberlynn treated Beck was fucked up and she deserves to continue to be asked about it, to be reminded about it, and for folks to be upset and frustrated and to hold her accountable to that and to bring it up so she doesn't forget. It's honestly a matter of like, fuck your boundaries, Amberlynn. You don't respect your own boundaries, let alone anybody else's, so why do you expect people to respect yours? But anyways, you know, the thought did occur to me when I saw this exchange between Tommy and Alexis that it could just be some continued distraction. If anything, what I really am intrigued by is that I kind of felt like Tommy had learned her lesson in terms of like getting away from Girl World, and the best way to get away from Girl World is to like private your social media and not interact with Girl World. But it seems like Tommy also has not actually learned that lesson because she's out here still engaging in the drama. I don't actually think it's like the end of the world for her to text Alexis if she has like an in real life personal relationship with her and say, hey, could you just not bring me up, bring my kid up, etc. in videos? I would really appreciate that. I mean, I think that's reasonable. I think it's unrealistic that she would expect that to go any type of way. It doesn't seem like Alexis has ever truly liked Tommy. That's the part of all of this that I questioned the most, is just like, Tommy, what do you think is gonna happen now? Because now you've put out there into the world that you don't want people to talk about you, to talk about your relationship with Amberlynn. You've essentially now alluded to like you enjoying hearing Amberlynn eat. like you've basically like opened the door for yourself to get back into girl world, when I think a lot of people were mostly like not paying attention to Alexis because they don't give a shit about Alexis, and mostly like ready to not fuck with you and just keep their attention on Amberlynn. I don't know. Feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. I just am like, what is with all of these side characters side charactering lately? You know? Like, I feel like some of them, Alexis, maybe even Destiny, are seeing people respond positively to Beck, which, by the way, as I mentioned, like, a big reason that people are so supportive of Beck and what they're doing on their channel and the videos they're making and things like that is because Beck is very articulate and very good at like demonstrating the ways that they've changed and grown and all of these things since leaving Amberlynn behind. And they're also doing it while like making creative content. Like they're showing their art while they're talking about things that people want to do. Like they're finding a way to make money off of their art, which is something that we've always known that they really enjoyed. And so people are into this. People are liking that. People are getting behind Beck because Beck is a likable person. Beck is a likable character. Like, I'm sorry, Alexis, but you're never gonna be that. Like, you're not. You come onto the internet when it's convenient for you to talk shit about Amberlynn, but you know what? I honestly feel like if Amberlynn was ready to accept Alexis and her friendship back into her life, Alexis would be there like that. So, anyways, let me get off my soapbox about all of that, because we do have a video to react to today. And speaking of like old tea and side characters, today's video is titled "The Truth About FBI Frank," with screenshots, voice memos, DMs, and text messages. Are y'all ready for the truth about a side character from, honestly, at this point, like a couple years ago? I think it's been a couple years, because I think she was still fully living in Kentucky when that happened. Anyways, if you're ready, if you're interested, let me shut the fuck up and let's get to, shall we?
Hey guys,
hi.
Welcome to another React-to-Lynn video.
Oh,
I figured we should do one about the FBI Frank story.
Wait, why does this have to be wait, no. No, why does this have to be a reaction? Diva, why does this have to be a reaction? Why can't you just give me the receipts about fucking FBI Frank without us reliving the video? You already know what's gonna happen. You already know what people want to know. Just give us the receipts without the reaction. No, I want to rage quit so bad. Why are we doing this? Why?
Since then, people have been literally trolling me about this story.
Trolling
I want to
you?
clarify exactly what happened. Did I actually lie about this?
Girl.
Or do I have proof that it did happen?
Girl,
Okay.
see, this is why this is how I know she thinks reaction channels sit here and rehearse in their head what they're gonna say. Because she's already sitting here rehearsing what she's gonna say. Also, I should have known that this is what it was gonna be, because the thumbnail for this video included a like screenshot from this original video. And it feels like she was trying to make it seem like she was going to be doing another mukbang, because in the video, the original video, she gets some noodles from like a Chinese restaurant, I think. And it's a mukbang and she's eating it and she's telling this FBI Frank story time. Like, I should have known.
Okay, so today we have a mukbang.
Mukbang. I forgot about these ugly ass plates she used to have.
Great time for you guys. which I am so excited for. It's actually like really random and weird. So in this video, I'm actually in my office, and that picture that's behind me is this beautiful woman, and her nipples were out. Yep. We have. Is what we're.
Yup. Like it's so forced. It's so phony.
You're drinking today? Wow, your girl was drinking water back then. I need to take my advice because I have not drank a drop of water in weeks, and I'm not joking about that.
And you should wish that you were joking about that, because that's crazy, especially since she's been sick. Especially since she's been struggling with COVID, and you're telling me you ain't drank water? You need fluids, diva. You need fluids.
And what we're eating today is Singapore rice noodle, which is so freaking good. This is what it looks like. I want to eat on a plate, though. Oh my gosh. In Virginia, oh my god, this is so much. Singapore rice noodle, or as it's also called Singapore Mei Fun, is literally one of my favorite things to get at a Chinese restaurant. Girl, and they give you so much. We
don't care about what your favorite noodle dish is. We clicked on this video because we want to hear about the receipts. I don't need to sit here and watch you react to yourself eating and for you to start salivating over the noodles in the mukbang video.
Literally pack that container so full. I have never finished that in one sitting. I think it's impossible. Just deliciousness. Oh yeah, and chicken. I'd much rather have it without the meat. I don't mind the meat too much, but I wouldn't say the meat is exactly my favorite. So let's dive in. So I actually haven't had this in so long, probably over a year. But the last time I did have it, I asked for just shrimp, because the shrimp in it is really good. But the pork and the chicken, especially the chicken, is a no. So if you don't like spicy foods, definitely don't go for it. I'm telling you, life is so much easier when I just filmed mukbangs. Such easy content. Like, eat a good meal and just talk while you're doing it. But it's not fun to react to. It's not fun to watch, I will say that.
Girl, we fucking know. How the fuck do you think we feel? Also, by the way, I already know. I clicked on this video to hear about FBI Frank. I don't need to sit here and listen to her get all excited about this fucking food she's eating. This is not why I clicked on the video. We're cutting out stuff, okay? I don't need to sit here and watch her chew these noodles. Like, this is team too much.
Story time. So being on YouTube comes with a fair share of disappointments. I mean, amongst amazing things as well. But something that I consider a disappointment is like telling people to off themselves or threatening to off someone. Why? Well, it's pretty simple. These people hide behind keyboards and they can say whatever the hell they want with no consequences whatsoever. So there has been like this idea floating around, which I feel like is such a good idea. That like if you're going to be on certain social medias, like you have to show your ID with that username. So if things are being said that are extremely scary, like ultimately like hardcore harassment and threats, like your username and your comment or your messages are linked up to your ID. I think that's such a freaking great idea.
Well, first of all, it just makes me think about how in Beck's latest video, or the second part, it might not be the latest video at this point, but it makes me think a little bit about how Beck was talking about how Amberlynn would be in the comments like every day and looking at all of them, and it's just like, it really takes me to like, girl, get the fuck out of your comments. But second of all, besides that, if Amberlynn wants to be in her comments, like that's her boundary or not boundary to have. But second of all, what's confusing about her saying all of that is that if I recall correctly, the whole story and situation type of deal here was that FBI Frank was able to track down whoever the like faceless person in her comments was. I think that was the whole point of the story. So like, why would somebody have to have their ID attached to it if the whole point of your story is that FBI Frank found them or whatever? Also, thinking about Beck did do a live stream, And I saw some chatter about some text messages that Amberlynn sent to Destiny, but I didn't actually have time to look at that because Beck's live stream was very long. It was like a 3-hour long live stream, and a good chunk of it they were playing Stardew Valley. So I do just want to mention that right now because, like, obviously I don't know what happened in it. I just saw some chatter about it. But in case anybody was wondering what my thoughts are on it, if I haven't watched it. I haven't checked into that. So we'll see what happens or comes from that.
Last October or November, I was simply just skimming through the comment section of my YouTube. And
as she does frequently.
I usually get a lot of people saying mean things to me. And none of it has ever, like, made me feel any sort of way. Nothing scares me. Nothing like that. It all just makes me feel, like, uncomfy. But there was one that I remember reading that kind of, like, was like, this is how all scary movies start. It was saying how they know where I live, they're gonna off me. They said they live nearby, like this whole thing. And I remember reading it and being like, excuse me? I actually took a screenshot of it.
I do remember, I'm pretty sure that this particular video also came at a time where it was like every single video that she had, she made some kind of reference to the haters in her comments, to the reaction channels, whoever it might be. And I think a lot of people at this point were like really fatigued with all of that nonsense. And I think that's also why a lot of, outside of just like the story being ridiculous on its own, I think a lot of people are like, you just made up this whole story about FBI Frank to try to like scare people from talking badly about you in your comments and stuff like that.
This is the only time I've ever done this, like actually been kind of like scared of a comment. I'm really annoyed because I actually do not have the screenshot of it. Obviously, like all of this happened in 2021, but it wasn't until February 2022 when the FBI actually tried to contact me. And then I actually didn't even upload the story time until March 2022. So yeah, through all the shuffle of it all, I definitely do not have that screenshot anymore, sorry.
FBI Frank said, listen, I know this happened months ago. This person was seriously threatening you months ago in like October or the fall or whatever, but I'm not actually going to reach out to you until February to share my concerns about this comment that I saw.
Well, as I'm taking screenshots and stuff and sending them, I remember I sent it to Becky. Now didn't
Amberlynn just say she didn't have the screenshot? I guess maybe she's saying like she took them out at the time, but she's since gotten rid of them.
A couple other friends of mine, I was like, what is this? Like, what is this? So I guess some of you, so I want to say thank you, actually found that comment and was scared by it as well. Because, I get a message on Instagram from my ex's sister. And said...
That also is like a big mystery to all of this. Amberlynn saying my ex's sister, because like I'm pretty sure both Beck and Destiny have shared that like that is not anybody related to them. So there is a lot of question about like who that person is that reached out to Amberlynn that is a sister of one of her exes. I don't know. She was with Feline at the time of this, I'm pretty sure. So it wasn't anybody related to Feline or anything like that.
The FBI showed up for you. She sent me a picture of like the card that the FBI gave her. The FBI said, contact her because we need to talk to her. I was terrified. And all of that is true. That very much did happen.
And is this the part where you're going to finally give us some receipts?
Here's a screenshot. I blocked out any personal information, obviously. Here's actually the screenshot of the person messaging me and telling me about it, and then also sending me a picture of the card that the FBI gave them.
Let's see him. All right, so this says, hey, so the FBI came to my parents' house today looking for contact information for you. They said you weren't in trouble. They just need to talk. I don't think anyone has your number, so they... And then a bunch of scribbled out stuff. Agents information. And then, yeah, that's like a picture of what seems to be... I feel like, did she show something like that at some point? Did she show the the FBI like business card at some point? Because I feel like that feels familiar. Obviously, it doesn't really share literally much of anything, but yeah. And then it looks like Amberlynn says, "What in the world?" There's 2 voice memos, and then the person that reached out said, "Thanks. That's crazy that they reached out for that specifically / saw it. I'm glad it wasn't anything serious." So at this point, had the FBI already reached out to Amberlynn? Interesting. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know what those voice memos are.
I had a panic attack because I had to sit there and think of my life. I was like, literally, did I do something that I don't remember that I did? Like, honestly, I was so terrified. I was like, what is happening? And that's low-key downplaying it. I was genuinely scared. I was so confused. Do you guys ever get that feeling when, like, you see a cop, like you're in a car and you see a cop and they're behind you and like literally you think that you've done like the worst crime in the whole world even though you've literally done nothing? I'm not the only person who feels this way because there are memes about it, and that's genuinely how...
I know that my experience is valid because I've seen memes about it. I know that my experience being scared of the FBI contacting me are real because there's memes about it on the internet.
How this situation felt, but like on steroids, like a million times worse. I don't know why, but
love her just talking with food in her mouth. Thank you. Oh, this is amazing. I hate it. My name is not Tommy. I did not sign up for this, diva.
Yeah, I didn't know I lived here. So this right here is one of the reasons why people are like, this story is so fake. Like, how does the FBI not know where you live? And that is a question that I also have myself. I truly have no idea. Obviously, immediately, I end up calling the number that is on the FBI guy's record.
Okay, that makes more sense that maybe Amberlynn called the number after getting it and then found out the reason, sent the voice memos to the person who sent her that information, and then the person said, "Oh, that's crazy that they called you about that specifically," or whatever. That makes a little more sense to me in my head now.
I was so scared. Some woman picked up and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna call the FBI guy, Frank." And here, the new side character is born.
The old FBI Frank. Also, again, you're not reacting. You're clearly rehearsing what you wanted to say, because you're sitting here introducing stuff and, like, sounds like you're talking from a script. I will stop commenting on that, because I think it goes without saying. It's just so... It's so irritating. It doesn't seem genuine. I don't know.
So Frank was like out of the office or something, and she was like, "I can give him a call like on his personal cell phone to get like a hold of you." What was that voice? And in my head I was like, why does she want to like bother him on his personal phone instead of just like leaving him a message? Like, what did I do? Oh, I was so scared. I was like, what is the promptness of this? Like, why do they want to talk to me this bad? So I said, thank you, yes, call him if you want, like, whatever.
I'm also obsessed with her being concerned that they want to talk to her so bad. I definitely understand why one would be concerned that the FBI was prioritizing you in such a way, but it's just, like, kind of funny to me thinking about, you know, some of her needs to, like, talk to people immediately, you know? And, like, her trying to be, like, out here acting like, oh my gosh, this just made me more nervous that I'm more in trouble or something. As if she wouldn't have, like, also been upset with the person if they didn't go out of their way to make sure that this FBI agent got in contact with her. This alleged FBI agent got in contact with her.
And I'm a very patient person, but, like, situations like this, I don't have patience. I was like, oh my god, I need to know, like, what is happening? Very random fact about me. I'm usually normally a pretty patient person, but, like, in this situation...
No, you're not.
I didn't even know what the word patience meant.
I can tell you with... First of all, that's not a fun random fact. But second of all, I can tell you with so much certainty that I've watched enough of you to know that you're not a patient person. There is nothing patient about you. You're not patient when it comes to giving GLP-1s time to work. You're not patient when it comes to giving weight loss plans in general a chance to work. You're not patient when you call somebody for a service and they don't prioritize you immediately. Like, please be so serious right now. Please, please, please.
I needed to know right this minute, like, why did FBI Frank want to speak to me? Just imagine the FBI trying to contact you guys. Like, it puts you in a headspace that you didn't even know, like, you had. So, it wasn't even 45 seconds after I hung up with the receptionist. Frank called me. Imagine having the FBI call you from your own personal cell phone that quickly and that swiftly. I was like, your girl's about to go to prison. I did something that I don't know that I remember. Like, I was so anxious.
Why you got such a guilty conscience that you think you did something bad enough that they're gonna put you in prison?
I said, Frank, man, you done scared me. No. Okay, it wasn't like that. Immediately, he said, you are not in trouble. I remember in that very moment, it felt like the weight of the world left me, but then I instantly thought, what did my brother do? What did my dad do? What did my mom do? Like, why do they want to talk to me, of all people? And I was like, oh my God.
So far, we're over halfway through this video. We've gotten one receipt. We've received one receipt. Okay? At this point, that's all we've gotten from this situation. And most of it has just been her either talking about the food and how badly she wanted it, liked it, needed it, whoever, whatever. And two, just her elaborating on what she already said in the video. It's like, she's like, yeah, that's exactly how I felt. Oh my God, stunning. Great reaction, Amberlynn. Great, stunning reaction.
What did I do? Turns out, y'all, the FBI is actually on my side. I never thought that, like, cops or the FBI even remotely would care about some YouTuber online. Yeah. I think genuinely we underestimate some scary comments online. And we always think, like, certain situations, like, oh, something like that would never happen to us. That person was just a troll. I mean, it kind of goes along the lines of, like, when I got diagnosed with cancer, I thought in my head, like, prior to, like, oh, that would never happen to me. Like, no one's invincible to anything in this world.
It is actually kind of wild hearing her say no one's invincible to anything in the world when her whole COVID ARC era experience has been defined by her saying, I thought I would never get COVID. I thought my body was built different. Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, when are you going to start learning? When are you going to start learning you're not invincible, diva? Like, let's figure it out.
Turns out that a lot of people reported that very comment that I saw. I guess they reported it to, like, authorities, like, even higher than, like, just reporting it to YouTube. The FBI ended up seeing it. Like, Frank was like, oh my God, like, complimenting me on my following and stuff. This is another part that people tease me about.
Yeah, it's so... Even if FBI Frank did say it about you, even if that is, like, a factual part of this alleged story, like, rightfully so, people are teasing you about it because, like, you're sitting over here trying to, explain to us how scared you were and this, that, the other. But you're also making time to make sure that your audience knows that, like, Frank complimented you, that Frank thinks that your YouTube following is amazing and wonderful. It's just, like... It's such a silly part of the story. It's a silly part of the story for you to share if this all really happened.
It's true. He did compliment me on my following. And I think that just a lot of people do that because I think that's just a nice thing to say. I don't really think that, like, everyone has been completely genuine when they compliment me. Like, when I tell them about my following, like... If, like, the first time I ever saw my tax accountant, like, 8 years ago, I was complimented by them because they needed to know my job. And then one time, like, I was signing up for a freaking Costco card years ago, and they complimented me on my thing then because you needed to say what your job was. Like,
everybody compliments me, you guys. Like, I know y'all might not get it because nobody's complimenting y'all on a regular basis. But all of these random strangers have complimented me. So, like, get into it. But also, like, I don't think they're genuine. But I am going to bring it up just so you know that people are doing it. I don't think FBI Frank was necessarily genuine when he said, like, oh my gosh, you have an amazing following, you're great, you're wonderful, you're spectacular. I've never seen a YouTuber as great as you. I don't think he was being genuine, but I will let you know that he said all that. Like, it's just so funny to me. It's really funny.
I think people just say that to be nice. Doesn't mean they're being 100% genuine. But FBI Frank did compliment me. Whether he actually meant it or not, it did happen.
Y'all haters could not relate. Y'all haters could not fucking relate.
But guess what? So they took that comment very seriously, as they should.
Again, wait, I said I wasn't going to talk about it again. But that's just, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just the format of the video where she has to, like, pause the video and interrupt herself, but, like, it's clearly not all happening right at once. Like, maybe it's just the way she has set up this reaction that makes it seem so phony baloney, but I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't like it.
IP address, like, tracked him. Ooh. Okay, I'm not going to say who the person is that left that comment, but it is a guy, and I know his full name.
Oh wow!
I know where he lives.
This is one of the things that, like, well, one, what I'm talking about to begin with, where she's like, everybody should just have to put attach their ID to their names. It's like, if they want to find somebody on the internet, they'll find them. But also, goes into the other thing I was saying, which was that, like, I think at the time people felt like she was trying to do this as a scare tactic. You know, like, I think at the time people felt like she was trying to be like, don't fuck with me because I got the FBI on my side. I know where this person lives and his full entire name. You should be scared. And it's just like, slow down. Slow down.
They were, like, worried for me. They were like, do you know this guy? I said, nope, never heard of him. I don't know. I think it's pretty neat that, like, if there is, like, a fear that I have from a YouTube comment or a message. Frank is there. He said, call me anytime. Aw, FBI Frank being there. I actually did not contact him since then. So,
okay.
If you ever feel threatened or anything like that, I've never talked to the FBI before. So I thought that was, like, literally the craziest thing. Like, they were really, crazy. Truly worried about my safety. And I don't know, I felt, like, really safe for a minute there.
Are we gonna get other receipts, other proof? I mean, the title does say voice memos and text it says screenshots, voice memos, DMs, and text messages. So far, she's shown a screenshot of a DM from Instagram. We haven't seen any texts. And there were voice memos in that screenshot, but we didn't hear what they were. So, like, are we getting more? There's 6 minutes of the video left.
I just had to share that with you guys.
Had to.
I don't know. I think I'm just, like, really overly grateful. Like, when it happened, this happened, like, I know it's been, like, over a month, maybe 2 months. I don't really know. But when it happened, I was so scared at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Like, what did I do? But it turns out I didn't do anything. They were actually just there for me. I don't know. So the day that I did get in contact with the FBI, I was actually going over to a friend's house that day, and they were trying to call me, but I was on the phone with the FBI. So then I actually texted my friends, and I was like, this isn't even clickbait.
Probably, the friends in question are probably Eric and Ricky at the time, because she would when she was with Feline, she would have Feline drive her to where Eric and Ricky lived, and she would go hang out with them and stuff.
I used to say, like, when we would say something outrageous, we'd be like, this is not clickbait. But I even sent them a text, which you can see here in the screenshot. Okay, I was like, I was just on the phone with the FBI. And I'll explain when I get to your house.
All right. Sounds good to me. I was on the phone with the FBI. I wish this was clickbait. LOL. And they said, why? I'm like, can I read? Can I see what that blurred out name is in her phone? I'll explain when we get there. I mean, I would guess it's like Eric and Ricky. To be honest. I also, though, you know, anytime she likes to come through with the screenshots and things like that, it's always a chance that it's like, this was to anybody, anywhere. Like, I don't know. There's always, like, some level of skepticism. I think I have that with most people in this corner of the internet, to be honest. Particularly also with Amberlynn, because she has been a lie before. But even if this is, like, genuine, which I guess, like, I don't have any reason to believe that it's not, it doesn't necessarily mean that the phone call with the FBI actually happened. If she can lie to us, she can lie to her friends. She can lie to her friends, for sure.
Shrimpy. Not gonna lie, watching this video makes me want to do a mukbang. It makes me want to just enjoy it with you guys. Something I genuinely love.
Get the fuck out of here with that. Get the fuck out of here.
About mukbangs is I eat less in them, because when I'm eating at home,
she's been saying that. She's been saying that, but simultaneously also the reason she hasn't been doing mukbangs, which I support, by the way, is that she has said that she knows it's not good for her. She knows it's not good for her overall. It is scary that she's going back, because that used to be her reasoning for why she still did mukbang. She's like, well, I eat less. I eat less when I eat on camera. I eat less. She used to say that. That used to be her reasoning in support of why she kept doing mukbangs. And more recently, like as in the past couple of years, well, at least since this was done, her reasoning for not doing mukbangs is that she knows it's not good for her. She knows it's not good for her channel. I think she says, I don't think she said anything about being good for her channel. I think, in fact, she said it would be really easy, like she said in this video, to just do it. But in terms of, like, her health, her weight loss, she said that she knows it's not good for her. So it's kind of scary that her reasoning is shifting backwards.
Myself, because I live by myself, I'm usually eating while watching something, and I eat extremely fast, and it's like I'm not sitting there enjoying my meal. But when I film a mukbang, I'm eating slow, talking to you guys in between bites.
God, that's not good. Don't do it. And that feels like a setup. It feels like she's soft launching her mukbang era again. Please don't, Amberlynn. Please. Please.
The shrimp tastes amazing, but I very much am a texture person, and the texture of shrimp, I've slowly realized that I'm hating it more and more. So, like, here's another piece of shrimp. I could have a few pieces, and that's, like, it.
That's just so funny, since she literally said in more recent history, when she's ordered the same dish, she's asked for it with only shrimp. All right. Okay. Not to say that your taste buds and stuff can't change, or your preferences, or maybe, like, it's this particular shrimp she doesn't like, you know, but that's just funny to me.
Then it just makes me feel sick. Such a true statement. Texture of shrimp is not always the greatest, but thankfully the Singapore rice noodle here in Oklahoma where I live, I don't know if they, like, cook their shrimp, like, extra long. The texture doesn't get me grossed out as bad, but like if the shrimp is like not cooked for as long as I want it to be, like I can only take a couple bites.
If it's not cooked for if you cook shrimp too long, it gets rubbery and gross. I'm not a shrimp person really at all, but like this is just a thing I know about shrimp. Like it's a pretty common thing if you watch like culinary like shows where they are cooking shrimp and stuff. They always are cautioning not to like overcook your shrimp because it can get rubbery real quick. So I'm just like, oh, of course you want some like cooked to death piece of meat, or in this case seafood.
But it's like the first few bites, I'm like, okay, that tastes good. It really does taste amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend this. Y'all, behind the scenes, I'm trying to really do some stuff. I genuinely have no idea what I'm talking about there. And I don't know if I actually talk any more about the FBI Frank stuff.
All right, then
this. So I'm going to continue watching this. And if I do have something to say about the FBI stuff, then I will let you know. But I do have a screen recording of me actually speaking to the person who first sent me the FBI card and said the FBI like came by to like speak to you. So I want to show you guys like what I said to them, which is also proof that I wasn't lying. All right.
She says proof that I was not lying, as if this like verifies that these conversations happen, when she again could just be lying to whoever these people are. I mean, it's also possible she's not lying too, right? But it's just always funny to me what she thinks is like definitive proof that she wasn't lying. And I'm like, Amberlynn, at this point, you know the internet. You know that this is not going to be enough for them. It kind of makes me think about how, literally, again, when she was talking about responding to Beck and how, like, no matter what she said, she knows that, like, people won't believe her anyways. It's kind of giving that. It's like, why are we spending time talking about FBI Frank? You know, like you can't address Beck, but you will address this, like, at this point, funny internet meme about this FBI Frank character from years ago. It's just not adding up.
All right, so I did watch the rest of the video and no more talk of FBI Frank happened. So here I'm going to show you the voice memos that I actually sent the person who contacted.
It's kind of crazy because it's almost like you didn't have to watch the video to just like address the FBI Frank situation in general, but here we are.
To me, so here it is.
Okay, so I'm sending this in voice memo because I feel like it would be easier. So first of all, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I just got so much anxiety and I was so scared, but I figured I would tell you guys like why they wanted to talk to me, because I just called them, just talk to them, because I don't want you guys worried. I mean, I don't even know if you are, but so I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, what did I do? I thought maybe I did something bad and I didn't know, you know? Mm-hmm. So after calling, the guy got a hold of me, and it turns out they saw a comment on my YouTube page from back in October. And I remember this comment so well, which is really weird because I get so many comments per video, but this comment was threatening to kill me. And I remember it because they were like, yeah, I know exactly where you live, and just like literally threatening to kill me. So I guess the FBI found that comment, which I'm not sure how, but long story short, whoops, I was cut off. But long story short, they actually found the IP address for that account, and they found the guy's name, and they have a picture of him, so they want to show me the guy to see if I like know him or not. I don't know. But I'm really scared, but thank you for contacting me. I hope you're doing good.
So the last 10 seconds of that voice memo was something personal to them about their life. So I am just saying that obviously I'm going to leave that part out.
What is this graphic, by the way? Why are there lips inside of a text bubble with hearts?
So the FBI Frank story is absolutely without a doubt real.
Absolutely without a doubt. There's no potential possibility that any of that could be not real. I'm also curious because in those voice memos, sorry, I did get a little distracted by that graphic. In those voice memos, she said something along the lines of like, she had no idea how they found that comment. But like her story today, her story in the original video was that you guys, the audience, so many people in the audience reported this comment, and it went beyond just reporting it to YouTube. Like, it was reported to local authorities and things like that. So maybe she just didn't have the full information whenever she recorded these voice memos, but that did stick out to me as something that was a little bit different about the story. I just think she's a little too big for her britches to be over here being like, without a doubt, I have closed the case on this. It's absolutely a true story. It's a true story. I showed you the proof. I showed you a text I sent to a friend. I let you listen to some voice memos I sent to somebody. It's true. It's true. You might not like it, but it's true.
It did happen. I know it sounds far-fetched. I know it sounds crazy, but it did happen.
And due to them not knowing where I live, that obviously raises questions of, was this just a troll? I don't have the answer for you because I don't know. I'm strictly telling you what happened to me. And the whole FBI Frank story is 100% true, troll or not. But, like, it seemed very real.
All I took out of this...
What? What do you mean it seemed very real? I mean, I get it. I guess, like, you're saying that it didn't feel like a troll, but you're sitting over here telling us that without a doubt there's no way that this wasn't real. And so that's also why I'm confused. And I hadn't even considered the possibility that, like, it was some troll pretending to be an FBI agent. That actually seems like the most plausible story to me, actually, because, like, why would it take them, if they were really so concerned about you, why would they wait until February to reach out to you about this when it was, like, a comment from, I think you said sometime in the fall, but I digress.
Is, I want to film a mukbang, y'all. Like, what the heck? Anyways, that is
she's
the end
soft
of this
launching her
raglan. I hope that you
mukbang
guys
era.
enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
All right, well, here's my only lasting thought about all of this. I think she's kind of sort of lost the plot a little bit about FBI Frank. Like, regardless of if it's real or not, I honestly, the thing that I enjoy about that story now, today, is just, like, the funny meme potential of it all. Like, people bring up FBI Frank in my comments all the time. People reference it on Twitter, in my Twitch chat. Like, people are always joking about FBI Frank in, like, a pretty harmless way. Like, in a pretty silly, goofy, harmless way that I don't think most people, when they think about all of the scandals of Amberlynn, like, FBI Frank is pretty low-hanging, like, low problematic rating for her, you know, in the grand scheme of everything that Amberlynn's done on the internet. So it's so fascinating to me that she spent time to go back and react to it and allegedly close the case on whether or not this was truth or real. So here we are. But I am kind of, now that she's presented it as like, oh, it could have just been a troll that was like pretending to be from the FBI, that actually to some extent feels like it could be a possibility. Yeah, anyways, that's all I have time for today. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did and you're brand new to my channel, consider subscribing down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!